Low protein. Protein makes up all the tissues in your body. So it's very important. When your protein levels are too low, it means that your hormones, enzymes, and antibodies may be unable to function properly. And your immune system may not be able to protect you the way it's supposed to. Your body is largely water, and protein helps regulate all the critical fluid pressures throughout your body, and also ensures the degree of acidity or alkalinity of your blood. Protein is the only substance that can perform all these tasks. There's absolutely nothing else that will work. Some people have a protein deficiency because they don't eat enough. Others eat plenty of protein, but their bodies aren't digesting it properly. Either way, it becomes a protein deficiency. So check your chart to see if your underactive stomach score is high. If it is, it may be that you're not digesting your protein properly. So be sure to follow those recommendations too. As well, we all need protein to heal. Besides water, the most plentiful part of our body is protein. It's what our muscles are made of, our blood, our skin, hair, our nails, our brain, and our heart. Without protein, they just cannot function. Blood can't clot without protein, and all other body tissues are critically dependent on protein for life. Protein needs amino acids. They act like the building blocks to protein, and together they control bodily functions like growth, metabolism, and sexual development at the most basic hormonal levels. So check your amino acid score too. Also, the enzymes required for antibody and immune response are made of protein. Our bodies don't make protein, though. The only way to get it is from your diet. But most people can get enough protein from an average diet, and only people with acute malnutrition actually have dangerously low protein levels. Even if you don't eat meat, you can get lots of protein from foods such as tofu, lentils, nuts, seeds, and grains or peas, etc. The symptoms of low protein can be depression, fatigue, slow healing, low immune system, and/or low stamina. And if you have a high stress lifestyle, you'll need more protein than usual just to replace your body's tissues that have been worn down or worn out by stress. It takes combinations of 22 amino acids to make protein, and we've always known that animal sources are complete protein, while plant sources are not. And in the past, this was thought to be a problem, but now we know that the body, after it extracts the amino acids from our blood, breaks them down and recombines them to make complete protein. So even if we're eating a meal consisting only of incomplete plant protein, our bodies are able to use it to produce the complete protein it needs, as long as we eat plant sources in the right combinations. So how much protein do we need? Most Americans eat about 90 grams per day. A rough, easy way to calculate the grams of protein you should try to get every day is to take your body weight in pounds and divide it by 2. And that gives you roughly the number of grams of protein that you should try to get in your food every day. And if you decide to go through with our 8-week TurboChart makeover, we'll show you exactly how to measure out the amount of food you need for each meal. And this covers protein, carbs, and fats. And for protein, one meal's worth turns out to be about the amount of protein that covers the palm of your hand. So if you're a large person and you have a large palm and your large hand, you get more protein. If you're a small person, you get less protein. And that's about right. Now, it's important to not overdose on protein, and many doctors are now advising their patients to cut down on protein by at least 15%. And they're suggesting that people switch to plant proteins. That's because too much protein does a lot of things. One is that it forces your body to boost its metabolic rate, and that can strain your liver. Too much protein leaves behind waste in the form of nitrogen waste, which strain your kidneys and can cause urinary tract infections. And is very bad for diabetics, since it can catapult them right into critical kidney disease. And of course, we all know that too much protein can also lead to high cholesterol. And if your protein isn't used up for energy, it'll be converted by your liver and stored as fat, which you probably don't want. Overdosing on protein also keeps your immune system quite tired because it's really fired up all the time. And this can be very wearing and can lead to slow healing because your immune system is slowed down. Protein overdosing can also put your fluids out of whack and can cause calcium and other important minerals to be washed right out of your body in your urine. Unfortunately, this is one of the reasons that people get cardiac disease, because too much protein is washing those minerals right out of their system. And they also get cancers for that reason, such as renal and lymphosarcomas. And it's also thought that too much protein can cause your body to extract and excrete calcium from your blood, and this can lead to osteoporosis. The meat-based diet of Eskimos is pretty heavy in meat. In fact, it's almost all meat. And it contains twice the required daily allowance of calcium, but even so, they have more osteoporosis than anyone else in the world. Women require more protein per pound of weight than men, and women seem to best absorb lean protein, such as that in fish, legumes, and whole grains. And often when women increase their levels of lean protein, issues such as menopause problems, chronic fatigue, PMS, and depression are either lessened or disappear altogether. Here are our protein recommendations. Although the best sources of protein are from food, there are protein supplements, usually in the form of powders, that you can sprinkle on your food. Some protein powders are quite expensive, so shop around and try to find one that's hydrolyzed, which means it's pre-digested, and one that doesn't have a lot of added sugar. Whey protein powder from milk is a very good substitute for animal protein. Whey has been shown to strengthen healthy cells in cancer patients and sometimes shrink their tumors and generally improve their quality of life. And if you're unable to tolerate milk or whey or soy, you could try goat's milk protein. If you're getting your protein from plant sources, remember that although your body can create complete protein from incomplete plant sources, it still needs the right combinations of the right types of plant sources to make that complete protein. Rice and beans are a good example, since black beans or soybeans have as much or even more protein than beef. So it's necessary to eat a variety of plant protein foods in order to be healthy, and actually most vegetarians can get away with eating less protein than meat eaters and still easily meet the required daily allowances for protein. You can check your food combining page for more ideas. Here are some other good plant sources of protein. Nuts, legumes, seeds, soy foods, and whole grains, they all have protein and EFAs, your essential fatty acids, so necessary for good health. Chard, kale, green leafy vegetables, and the cruciferous category of vegetables such as cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower are great sources of protein and EFAs. Superfoods like your blue-green algae, your chlorella, spirulina, and other sea greens. The superfoods are all very good sources of protein. And nutritional yeast is great for your immune system. It's a very good source not only of protein but also the essential amino acids and the B vitamins and minerals. And the chromium in nutritional yeast reduces cholesterol. It helps healing and greatly improves your blood sugar metabolism. And sprouts not only are full of protein but also full of lots of other nutrients such as enzymes, vitamins, antioxidants, EFAs, and minerals. And all of that greatly helps your immune system and protects you from toxins. And finally, sunflower seeds. And I take a spoonful of sunflower seed protein powder on my cereal every morning, and that gives me a head start to the day, 9 grams of protein to start the day with. Or if not pumpkin seed powder or pumpkin seeds, flax or sesame seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, or almonds, they're all excellent sources of protein. But they have to be raw because roasting them ruins their enzyme inhibitors, which makes them quite hard to digest. And of course, only eat unsalted nuts and seeds, never the salted variety. It's just too much salt. And that's the end of our protein recommendations.